feed the viewers. Oh, hello viewers. Mornings, another beautiful day. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. Alright, what do I got for you guys? So Linus Torvald is happy, huh? Really? I find that hard to believe. Says here, Linus Torvald happy with Linux 6.15 RC5. Here's what's new. Says here, wait a minute. Oh, that's a nice little list. I'll leave the link in the description box. I just clicked on a link for the Linux. But anyway, says here, and then I gotta go look for it and see if they really have it. But anyway, says Linus Torvald happy with Linux 6.15 RC5. Here's what's new. Says here, Linus Torvald released the 5th release candidate for Linux 6.15 on Sunday, explaining that it was on track with the typical metrics, suggesting a stable development process. Driver improvements made up most of the change, aside from self-tests. In this update, specifically network drivers, Torvald said that for once GPU drivers didn't constitute many of the changes. Other improvements in this release include BCA chefs and SMB client fixes. Many of the improvements up to BCA chefs were contributed by Kent Overstreet. He made the most contribution in this release with 21 patches to his name. Says here, the biggest set of changes in this update came in the form of self-tests. They made up for about 20% of the changes. Kernel newbies explain. Kernel self-tests are run in user space for testing kernel function. They may be useful for regression testing of new kernels since they are run in a user space. The corresponding kernel has to be running for a test. Their large presence in the 5th release candidate suggests developers are focusing on code reliability validation, providing users with a better experience. It says beyond drivers and file system improvement, we got minor improvements across the kernel. Here are some technical highlights from the release. There are patches to resolve potential null pointer differences, memory leaks, and use after free vulnerabilities, fixes related to specific hardware drivers such as network. Then it says in parentheses BNXT_N MMTK_ETH_SOC MLX5 graphics, and then in parentheses it says DRM/AMD/display, DRM/XC in storage, and then in another bracket it says NVMe-TCP, BCA chef. Patches address building warnings and error contributes to a cleaner and more robust kernel build process. Improvements and fixes in the audio system, subsystem. Then in parentheses it says ASOC and ALSA that enhance audio functionality and driver issues on specific hardware. Improvements to the integrated circuit, and it says 12C2 and serial peripherals interface, and then it says in brackets it says SPI subsystem for better hardware communication. Close this off here. Communication. Come on now. Communication and error handling. Fixes in the virtualization component, that's KVM, IOMMU, HV drivers. And it says network scheduling and traffic control fixes. And in parentheses it says net_SCHED. And then it says overall Torvald was optimistic about this update. Each Linux kernel release typical was 7 release candidates, so in about 3 weeks we should see a stable release for Linux 6.15. Yeah, and I will be jumping on that soon as that comes out. But that's the end of the article. Now we got one comment from the debaters. Let's see what or the politicians. What computer politicians? Where are they? Who's in the comment section here? Oh, this is Viternan. Viternan said this: respect, better and better. Huge kudos to Mr. Linus Torvald. Yeah, so that's it. So yeah, Linux kernel 6.15 in 3 weeks. I'll be on it. Let's see here. What do we got here? See if we're on. Okay, we have the lkml.org. We'll leave that. Well, I will leave that link. And then we got, let's see here. We got another link here for Kernel Newbies Explain. If I can pull this up, and I will leave that too, because you got on Kernel Newbies you have Linux kernel self-test, kernel setup, required software setup for self-test, net self-test. So I'll leave both links in the description box. Any more links? Wait a minute. Any more links here? See if I can find another one. Got you guys, man. Let's see here. That should do it. So Linus Torvald is happy. That's a first. First time I've ever seen that. But yeah, Linux kernel is always getting updates. You know, these developers, they're always working to improve things. So it's on a constant, it's on an everyday basis. So new updates are rolling in. But in 3 weeks, Linux 6.15, I'll be on it as soon as they upload it. I'll put it out. That's for sure. But other than that, that's it as far as Linux kernel goes. You know, these developers are still working. So when it's time to release the Linux kernel 6.15, it's time. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Nice talking to you people again. Crystal, Star Wars, Star Trek, Flag, Borg, Dark Side. Go. Peace.